Hey beautiful, good to see you honey. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna do a tutorial of one of my current everyday slash go-to looks. Now basically every couple of months or every so often my go-to looks change up a bit, and I was thinking this weekend, girl, this ain't gonna be the last one that you see in the next week or so. So basically every time my looks change up, I have a couple of go-to looks, generally two or more. So when I do these videos, it's going to be like a mini series. But for today, we are gonna do like my everyday go-to look right now, and if there's even such a thing. But that is what we are going to do, and I'm also going to show you like some of the cheek products and like techniques and that sort of thing that I've been feeling lately, but we're gonna be focusing on the eye makeup today. So since we got so much going on, baby, we're just gonna dive right in. First up, girl, I've been kind of feeling like contouring my face a little bit lately. I don't know what it is. I just started doing it again. So I've been feeling the IBY Highlight and Contour palette, and for this part, I've been mostly using the darkest, coolest shade that's in this palette, and just using my giant like kabuki fan brush from Sigma to like go around my face and do my jawline. But for warming up my cheeks and all that, surprise, surprise, I'm busting out my favorite. I've been really digging the Luminous Bronzer Light by Hourglass. I believe this one's called Ambient. So the Ambient Bronzer by Hourglass, and I've been using the Moda Pro brush that we got in our Boxy Charm a while back, and just using it to warm up my cheeks. Just a little bit, not much. And been putting just a little dab up top as well. As blush goes, I've really been feeling peachy shades, and in particular this one right here from the Professional Blush Palette from BH Cosmetics. Now this one's more of like a peachy pink. It's not super orangey, so that's probably why I'm digging it lately, because I haven't used like a peach blush very often, if at all, in a couple of years, but I'm digging this one. And sometimes I will mix it with this down here, which I suppose shouldn't be a surprise because this one is actually more of like a lighter brick shade. And generally I will lay this down as like a base color and then blend just a little bit of this onto the apple of my cheeks, which is exactly what I'm gonna do today. So once I'm done with the blush and the bronzer, I've been going in with my large powder brush from Sigma and just kind of blending that out a bit and calling it good. So we are going to move on to the highlight, and surprise, surprise, girl, I've been feeling some gold, and lately I haven't been feeling like the super light gold, though I have been feeling a really glowy pretty one from Artist Couture. I'll show you that in a minute, but today we're going to be using So Freaking Gold from Jeffree Star. Now this one isn't like super highlighty, but it's like super gold and it's pretty highlighty, so I've been really liking it. It is a little bit darker, but it's still really pretty with just about any warm tone look that you do. Now, I received this in my Boxy Charm this month, the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, so we will be using that. And I'm going to spray just a little bit on my cheek. And throwing some of this on like with a really like stiff, thick, almost like a stippling brush. It's a concealer blend kabuki from Sigma, but it's really stiff and like it's very dense. That's the word that I'm looking for. So it'll really help bring that highlight up, and I'm going to throw some of that illuminating setting spray on. And it's like a streak of gold on my face. You can go in with something a little bit lighter or top it with something a little bit lighter, just like these. This is Gold Digger and this one is Illuminati, both from Artist Couture. and they are very pretty loose dust highlighters. Do you see that cloud of glowy goodness? I did. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of Gold Digger here right on top. Kind of lighten it up a bit. Alright, sweetness, we are moving on to the eyeshadow tutorial. Now, I've already threw on my primer and setting powder, of course, but with this one in particular, I totally recommend setting your powder really well because we're going to go in with some semi-dark shades to begin with. Of course, you can start off lighter, but this is where I like to begin. And today we are using the Morphe 35R. Surprise, surprise, we are putting gold on my eye. Alright, so I'm going to start off with one of the like caramel or like camel shades. I think camel is like such a really pretty matte shade for just about anybody. As long as it's not too yellowy or orangey, it looks beautiful on anybody. So I am going to go in with, gosh, why did I not flip this over first? I'm going to start off with this one up top here. This one is a little bit yellowy, but it's still like a really pretty color to get started with for this eye look. So I'm going to take my favorite blending brush, tap her off really good because this one seems to come up really easily, and start throwing it in our crease to brow bone area. So this one I'm going to throw on like say 2 coats of it, if you will. And I'm not really doing like a super controlled blend. I'm just kind of buffing it out, blending it out, windshield wipers, the whole 9 yards. We're not really trying to get it like super subdued or like just keep it in the crease area. This one can go all over the place. Now we're going to move on to something a little bit warmer. We're going to be using this color, which is like almost like a reddish brown sand shade. Like I'd say it's close to like a burnt sienna, but a little bit toned down. And I really like this one out of all the mattes that are in here. This is one of my other favorites. Now I'm going to take this one on a smaller blending brush. And again, this one's coming up pretty good, so go in very gently. And I'm going to go right down in the crease and focus a lot of the color on the outer half or so of my eye. I'm going to do some windshield wiper movements, buff it into the inner corner. A little bit more on there. But I am going to focus a lot of that shading on the outer half here. A clean blending brush or the one that you were using with the caramel camel color and just kind of really buff that out and blend her up a bit. And then we're going to move on to a darker shade, especially blend at the top. Push that up a bit. So we're going to go in with a darker shade and we're going to use a smaller blending brush. Now we're not going to use too much of this dark color. We are just going to kind of deepen our crease a bit with this one down here. It's still a warmer brown, but it's much darker than what we've been using so far. And I'm just going to take a smidge and really, you're just building it up until you're happy with it. You don't have to put much on there at all. Just to kind of define our crease and outer corner a little. Cut my crease off camera to save time. Now for this look, you really don't have to, but I think just adding a touch of concealer on the lid, if nothing else, helps brighten up the shimmer that we're about to use. So I'm going to go in with like a yellow orangey copper gold shade, and you could go in with the lighter gold or really any of these, but I think the like coppery orange color looks so pretty with the mattes that we used. Now I am going to be using the Set and Spray again on my favorite little eyeshadow packing brush. I'm going to go ahead and spray that on prior to dipping into the pan. And I am definitely going to go in with this one today. This is a little bit brighter than this one up here. So I got a good bit of that on and just going to throw it on with some quick short swipes and cover my lid. Now this setting spray, the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, seems to dry up pretty quickly, so you might have to go back in if you also got this in your Boxy Charm this month. We're just going to cover that entire area with this shimmer. So now that I got that coppery gold shade on my lid, we are going to smoke out the lower lash line. And today I'm going to use a mix of these two right here. So I'm going to start with this one and put it all over my lower lash line and then add just a smidge of this to the outer half. And I'm going to pull this one really tight to my lower lashes so that it doesn't like create a raccoon eye effect, because that tends to happen more often than not when I go in too heavy-handed with a darker shade. Now I've already got some pencil liner and black liner on my lower lash line as well. I really think adding, even if you're not gonna throw on a darker shade, just adding like a neutral or even like a shade that's close to your own skin tone kind of helps set the liner in a little bit and help it last longer. So I'm going to pull that shade like right to the edge there of like my crease colors. I also threw on some upper lash line liner, but I didn't do like a huge wing, just a teeny tiny smidge of a wing, but I did a thicker lash line to add a little drama, honey. So I do not like any of these shades, like these two lighter ones, not even that one. I'm not digging these for my inner corner and brow bone highlight, so I'm going to go back to the Artist Couture Gold Digger. And that's just like a really pretty, like, light white gold, very glowy, iridescent, pearl-like, if you will. And I think it'll be perfect for the highlight that I'm looking for. I like it. I'm happy with my choice. Lip and hair. Now, as far as lips are concerned, you know, it's fall, it's almost winter. Girl, my lips are dry. I try to stay away from matte liquid lipsticks just because they always dry out my lips even worse. But during the fall slash winter time, I really like to use like a regular little lipstick or a gloss or both. And that's what we are doing today. I'm going to go in with the Bite Beauty Multi-Stick in Brioche, which is just a like a brown shade with a hint of red, like a tan brown. And I'm going to top it with the Cargo Cosmetics gloss in Umbria. I love this gloss too. As far as lips are concerned, you could totally do like anything when it comes to this look. You can go with something toned down and neutral like what I did today. It turned out to be like a soft glossy brown shade, or you can go with like a dusty rose pink or even a bright red. Whatever you are feeling that day, girl. Just about everything goes with like a gold and copper lid. Now, that is it for this look and for my tutorial today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I know it's just like your basic gold smoky eye, and girl, I know I've done plenty of them on this channel. I've probably already done this look a time or two as well, but it is currently like one of my favorite go-to looks, and I just wanted to share that with you. Plus a ton of gold all over my face, just Makes me so happy. For now, that is it for today. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and go out and spread some love and positivity today, baby. We could all use some extra. You're beautiful and I love you. Mwah. Bye, everyone.